What's up, you guys? Happy week 2. I am so excited for you if you've been sticking to the program in any way, shape, form that you can. That might mean you've done all the workouts in this last week. Fantastic. That might mean you didn't, but you're ready to get back on track. You're saying, you know what? I'm starting to see the benefit here. I've got to get moving. So I am going to provide you with a little bit of an advanced, I'm going to call it advanced option for you today. It's not advanced in that it's that much harder, but we're going to add in a little element of cardio into the moves I have set up for day 1 so that you're moving faster and that you have a little bit less rest between sets. So how do we do that? Well, I'm going to show you one of my favorite things to use. I have found this application that I'm going to pull up on my iPad, and I know it's super hard to see, but I want you guys to see this little blue timer that's called Tabata timer. And so I'm going to click on it, okay? And it allows you to put in, this is free, by the way, so you don't have to pay for this unless you want to get rid of ads, but you'll be fine. Just get the free version of this. I use this all the time in my training classes. I use this in the courses that I teach. This is my preferred method to train 100% if I'm trying to get a quick workout in where time is of the essence and I want to just get it dialed in. So you're going to want to download this. This is pretty awesome. So what it allows you to do is it allows you to put in your working times. So for this, we're basically, you guys, doing an EMOM style workout, every minute on the minute workout. What does that mean? Well, I have it set up here to where we are working, and I know this is backwards, but we're working for 40 seconds. We're resting for 20 seconds. We're gonna do 8 cycles because there's 8 moves in the upper body set of work. Okay, so if you go through day 1, upper body, you can count the moves, there's 8 moves. I am asking you to do 3 sets of those moves because that's just consistent with what I asked you to do in the reps and sets. We're gonna forget about the reps though. You're gonna try to do as many reps as you can in 40 seconds, knowing that you have 20 seconds to recover through those 3 sets of work. So it's gonna bump up the intensity a little bit. I put in, so I love this because you can totally set your own workout in here. I put in rest between sets 30 seconds. So if you want a screenshot, boop, there that is. And I know it's backwards, sorry, but that is what it looks like here. 3, 40, 20, 8, 3, 30, and then I just put 60 seconds for a cool down. This whole workout, I love this because check it out. At the top here, it tells me that this whole workout time is 25 minutes. We're gonna get an amazing workout in 25 minutes. So I'm gonna set this up so you guys can see it, follow along with me, do the moves with me at home or wherever you're at working out right now. And then you can kind of adjust to see how I let this control the speed of my movement here today. So with that, I'm gonna hit start. We're gonna get going and we're gonna get moving. So if you haven't done a little bit of a cardio warm up, that's okay. This workout is going to get your heart rate lifted up way high. So just take it where you need to take it, okay? Let's begin. I'm gonna hit start. All right, so we know that the first moves here is push-ups. So we're working for 40 seconds. So I'm gonna start on my knees. Remember your hands, your good alignment here. Chest is long, spine is long. Let's begin working through that push-up. I'm taking my chest down towards my elbow crease and I'm squeezing on the way back up. Now, if you are struggling with these push-ups, look at, I'm gonna bring my knees in under my hips and still drop my chest down towards my elbow crease. That's a great option for you. Now, here's why I love to train Tabata. You can go as fast, you can go as slow as you want. Recover. Don't you love that countdown? So it keeps you super on track with what you're doing here. So we get about 15 more seconds to recover. You can shake it out, roll through the shoulders, breathe, shorter rest time, a little bit longer working time. Hands wide, let's set you up for success and go. So how do you know when it's time to start bumping up on your toes? Well, when you start to be able to do a ton of reps pretty easy, right? You should be able to go like 5 or 6 reps on your toes. Drop down to your knees until you fatigue, and then check it out. Your third option is, oh my gosh, I just want to keep going. I'm still working my chest, but I'm really tired. Cool, totally fine. Continue to do that. You have 10 more seconds to move. Are you pressing out of the heels of the hands? Dig those fingertips even into the floor. They will help. Recover. I forgot to set my workout, and I want to do that. All right, now I'm tracking my workout. So we've got another 10 seconds for recovery here. Breathe. This is our last working set in this push-up round. So see how quickly we can move? Let's go. Been a while, personally, since I focused on push-ups. I gotta come back to them. I'm a lot weaker than I wanna be. But hey, we are all a work in progress, and it's totally okay to be wherever you're at. Every single day, know that your fitness is a little bit different. It's not perfect. So, oh my gosh, you're gonna be totally gassed. This is a lot of push-ups to do in this 40 seconds. 5, 3, recover. Okay, look, so there's 20 seconds between the next set of moves. Ooh, I have that set up wrong. So there's 20 seconds between. Now we're doing the dumbbell bench press. So I'm gonna move my weights. And again, I got this set up because we're moving pretty quickly today. So I'm gonna use my bench top here. Slowly lower down. Take the weights in line with my chest and squeeze at the top. Make sure that you're keeping your elbows above that bench. Your back and your spine are digging into the bench top so that your core is activated and you're nice and stable. Squeeze as you rise. 40 seconds of work. Recover. Breathe in, shake it out. There's not much time. So again, we've got 20 seconds to recover through. We're still on those dumbbell bench presses. Now, if you don't have a bench, you can do the move on the floor at home. So I'm gonna do this next one with you on the floor at home if you're joining me. Feet close to glutes, weights start above, drop down in line with your chest, and push back up to shoulder height. So drop down to chest, shoulder. Big squeeze. Think about squeezing your armpits and your chest together as you push out of the move. That's where the work comes. Truly, that's where the work comes in this move. It's a big push. If you're on a bench top, on the way down, can you squeeze the shoulder blades behind you to get a little bit more activation there, and then squeeze the chest on the way up. Make sure you're not bouncing the weight, you control the weight. Recover. So that was your option on the floor. I'm gonna move back to the bench option for my last set of work. You do what you need to do. So for this one, I'm gonna count my reps, just so you can see how many reps I'm gonna get through in this allotted amount of time. Ready? Go. I've done 7 reps. I've done 12 reps. Good, so I did about 21 repetitions in that round, that last round. So that gives you an idea of how many more reps we're adding to this. This is why this is a little bit more intense. Okay, we've got dumbbell bent over rows. So here's what this looks like. Feet under hips, chest is up, abs are braced. Tip, pull back. Tip, pull back. 40 seconds of work. I've got a really long spine and I'm driving my elbows back. Where are we working? muscles of the upper back. This right here is going to help lift your chest upright. This is gonna help reset and engage the muscles in the upper back so you look taller, your posture. So important. We need that functional upper back training every single time we work upper body. So important. Recover. Breathe in. Oh my goodness, I'm feeling that. So all right here. And what that does is that engages those muscles so that you can stand taller. Your chest will actually lift up, maybe where it's supposed to be. Just saying. I mean, that's me too. 2 kids later, that's what happens. So let's work on that. Tip, squeeze, pull the elbows back. The weights come almost to belly button. Bring those weights up towards the belly button line. The crease of your waist or your belly button line. Look down on the floor, about 3 to 4 feet in front of the tip of your shoes. That makes sure that your neck, your spine, your eye gaze is right in front of you in neutral. So you don't have to look up at the screen, you know what you're doing. Oh my goodness, I'm starting to get tired. So look what happens when you get tired. You just drop one weight. And it's totally okay to do that. That's not a sign of weakness, that's a sign that you're working really hard. I'm asking you to do a lot of reps. You can hear it in my voice, how tired I'm becoming, how breathless I'm becoming. So we're recovering still here. Breathing, breathing, breathing. I have one more of these. I think my setup here is slightly off, but I'm just gonna keep going and we're gonna go with it. Still getting a great workout. Let's continue to work. 40 seconds. I'm really focusing on squeezing those muscles in the upper and mid back as I pull my elbows to the back of the room. Elbows back, tipping forward from the hips. My core is really tight. I'm more than halfway done. So I'm gonna get through about 22 reps here. I can already tell. That's a big increase with also an increase in the time that you're moving versus resting. It will change you. Recover. All right, I've got chest flies coming up next. Chest flies. So I'm gonna use my bench again. And I know I'm way over here, but I'm still here. So in the flies, remember the hands, the palms face each other in more of a pronated grip. Soft bend in the elbows as you take the weights out and squeeze back to the top. So notice how I'm keeping a soft bend in my elbows, but I'm staying above my bench top. That is going to save your shoulders. So if your shoulders are overly sore, stay above the bench top. Keep those elbows, check, check, above the bench top and squeeze. That makes sure that your chest is engaged the whole time too. No rest, which means we get a longer time under tension, muscle fatigue, muscle growth, muscle change. Recover. So I'm using 10-pound weights for this. It's pretty intense. So use what you need to use to stay in the workout at home, okay? It might be 5 pounds, that's okay. Be a beginner. Allow yourself to be a beginner. Let's go. Big squeeze at the top. So this time my focus is really squeezing the armpits as I rise up back over the shoulders. So dropping to the mid chest, then squeeze those armpits on the way back up. I'm gonna go a little slower this round because I'm feeling my heart rate lift way up really fast, and I wanna make sure that I can stay in this workout the entire time. So I get to control that intensity, and so do you. Control and do what you can. Recover. Okay, for the last set of work, I'm gonna bust over here, grab my lighter weights so that I can stay in the work, so that I can complete our work here. So I'm gonna lay down. I just switched to 8-pound weights instead of 10s. So this should give me more control. Yeah, there we go. So I'm not fighting for all of that tension now. I can get a little bit more repetitions in versus being too slow and too much tension in my shoulders and chest. Are you squeezing the middle of your chest, your sternum, where everything connects, all those pectoralis muscles connect in that sternum? I want you to squeeze right in the middle. Kind of like you're gonna crack a nut or something right in the middle of your chest, right there at the top. Recover. Sometimes I come up with crazy analogies and I don't even know where they come from or who I am, but I'm here for it. We're gonna do lateral raises. I'm gonna go back to those same 8-pound weights, and I'm gonna do these just standing in an upright position. So for our lateral raises, hands into thighs, and then look, just take it out to shoulder height and lower back down. And I'm gonna tell you something, these are gonna burn because this is a long time to move. So as you're working through this, you might be like, OMG, that's okay, check it, look at your option. One arm at a time so that you get that single arm movement while the other arm is recovering. Then when you feel strong enough, come back and do doubles. But just do what you can. This might mean, oh my gosh, I need to bust out those 5-pound weights. I need to bust out those 3-pounders. Do it. Recover. I'm taking 20 seconds here, shaking it out. My timer keeps me on track. I love this. This thing will play over your music. It's awesome. So put on your favorite music. This will voice over or bell over that music so you know when you need to work and you know when you need to rest. Feet under hips, toes slightly turned out. Those lateral raises. Side of the shoulder, side of the deltoid here. Really important as we move away from the body. Let's say we're lifting something up overhead or grabbing something. We need that shoulder stability. We absolutely need it. So now I'm switching to single arm variations. I'm about halfway through here and I'm starting to feel that fatigue settle in. So I'm still getting a really high amount of reps here. And you keep doing what you can at home. If you have to take a 5-second break, take it, jump back in and finish. It's totally okay. I am feeling that 100%. I wanna show you some options. If you have these, this is a resistance band. And this is not a tubing resistance band, but look, this is just an option for you. So I'm gonna step on that and just pull it out to the side. Pull it out to the side. Look at it. It doesn't have to be perfect, but notice how I'm engaging that same muscle. I'm getting the same thing. As I start to fatigue, I'm gonna switch sides. So if you have a resistance too with a handle on it, that's gonna be amazing for this. I'm standing on top of it. I've got my foot firmly planted into the floor, and now I'm gonna switch back and finish the last 15 seconds doing lateral raises with both arms. Notice how I'm trying to keep my upper body still. I'm not swinging, I'm lifting. Use the muscle. Recover. Great job. Hey, good news. We're on to the front raise, which means that we're way more than halfway done. We're zooming through this workout. So let's keep it up. I'm gonna go back to the 10-pounder and our front raises. Feet under hips, lift up to shoulder height, lower down. So now we're working the front of the deltoid, right? So we worked the side of the deltoid with the lateral raise. Now we're working on front side shoulder stability. And you guys, ladies, this right here is such an important movement. Think about all of the things that we do in this frontal plane, right? Or in this sagittal plane of motion. It's everything, lifting something up, putting our kids in the car, loading our groceries, putting a box up overhead somewhere. This is such a functional move. We have to train and get stronger. Right here is what I'm asking you to work. Breathe, recover, you get 30 seconds. All right. A little bit longer for recovery here. I might have my presets wrong in here, like I said, but hey, we're just gonna roll with it. You're still getting a great workout. We are 19 minutes and 50 seconds in to this video, which means we are about 16 minutes into this workout. You should notice that your heart rate is elevated. I will give you those readings in just a second here. Notice how stable, right? So keep your heels grounded into the floor. I am not swaying my body. I'm trying not to sway my body. There's a little movement there, but I'm really trying to hold on. And that's super important. My chest is lifted upright. Good alignment is critical when you move. I'm starting to burn. It is fatigue city. Recover. All right, I'm gonna shake that out. Hard to see. I've got my Apple Watch on here. I love this thing. I just got it for Christmas. And actually, I'm gonna tighten it up here for a second. So I'm gonna miss out on maybe a couple seconds of this. But I love this thing. I love how it tells me how hard I'm working. I think that's fantastic innovation. So I've got my 2 weights now, up to shoulder height and back down. Down to the thighs, slowly lowering down, right? Here's what I mean by swinging. That's momentum based. I want you to come to a complete stop so that you are having to re-engage the front of your shoulder every time you go through the move. Now look at, if you got heavier weights and this is just all you've got, it just becomes an alternating front raise. Super simple. Don't overcomplicate it. You're working so hard. Just allow it to happen. Recover. All right, great job with that. We're done with those front raises. We've got tricep kickbacks. Tricep kickbacks can be a challenging move. I'm gonna show you how to make it a little bit easier today, even though we're working quite a bit harder. So I'm gonna grab my bench top. And if you don't have a bench, you just tip forward, right? But look at how I can get that upper arm a lot more parallel to the floor. So I'm really extending only the elbow joint. Hand comes back in, there's a 90-degree angle there. But I've got my shoulders away from my ears, and I'm working on, oh my gosh, that extension. So we're gonna switch sides. We're gonna do 20 seconds on one side, 20 seconds on the other side, because we gotta hit both. Is that upper arm parallel to the floor? Is the belly button and chest in alignment with the floor? Notice how we try to turn to make the move a little easier. Your body is so good at trying to adapt, trying to kind of, what I say in my classes is cheat. We're good at cheating. We figure out a way to do things a lot easier. I want you to allow yourself to work. So look, here's how I'm gonna do both. Tip, lift, and extend. Maybe you have 3 or 5 pound weights. This is your jam right here. You can hit both arms at the same time. Where is your focus? Squeezing at the top. I'm gonna take a little break and work single arm variations of the move here because I'm starting to fatigue. So I'm gonna give myself a little break. You do what works for you. And again, you're just hinging that elbow joint back. Woo, recover. Okay, we got one more set of those. Those are massive. Those are a burner. But oh my goodness, the back of the arms. So I like to call that the tank top arm definition. That is what that is. And if you're in California, you know what I'm talking about. It's tank top season right now. Such a beautiful week ahead of us. So let's work for those tank top arms. Elbows back. Chest and belly button square to the floor. Upper arm parallel to the floor. Can we slow it down? I love Tabatas as well. You can slow down the move. Work for a little bit more form and technique versus speed. Good, take your time. There are 15 seconds left in this set of work. We have one more exercise move to go. That's the bicep curl. Oh my goodness, I barely made it through that. Recover. There's 20 seconds. So breathe. My heart rate is, let me give it a second to catch up. 120 beats per minute, which is awesome. Way above resting heart rate. All right, bicep curls. Stand up nice and tall. Knees are soft, chest is lifted. The weight's at your thighs. You're gonna curl up an inch from the shoulder and slowly lower down. So check it. I went over that bicep curl form last week, but it's important that your elbows are forward of your shoulders. We talk about levers. What's a lever? Well, it's a point of motion or an access point. So your lever here is from shoulder to wrist, and that elbow is your fulcrum, right? Your lever point. If you slide your elbow back, look at how that range of motion shortens. That's not what I want. I want that big range of motion for the bicep. Recover, shake it out. Oh my goodness. So listen, triceps and biceps, small muscle groups, which means that they fatigue a lot faster. So if you are like, oh my gosh, I can't move right now, or it is absolutely killing me, we are all on the same page. We're all on the same boat here. It should be. These are smaller muscle groups. So they're gonna fatigue quite a bit faster than, let's say, the chest or the shoulders, where you've got a little bit more muscles involved there. So I want you to bring your pinky almost towards your armpit. So I'm rotating. Look at, I go from a pronated grip to a supinated twist during the move. Can you squeeze those biceps and then check it out? As you fatigue, right arm, left arm. Still getting a bunch of work. Maybe do 2 in the middle, 1 right, 1 left. Get through the work. This is our last set of work and we're done. So what a great way to get in a super effective workout in about 25 minutes. Pretty awesome. Feet under hips, chest lifted, abs on tight. We're gonna work in that bicep curl again. So variations here are to come up to 90, come back up all the way, slowly lower back to 90 and take it down. Notice how I'm in control of the weight the whole time here. I am not doing this. No. I am taking my time. I am squeezing. I control the weights don't control me. Remember that. You get to control that tension. And if it becomes too much for you, take some tension off. Try it with a resistance band. Try it with, I don't know, a can of soup. I mean, there's so many options. Do what you gotta do. Recover. Check it out. We made it into the recovery phase. So we're gonna take the next couple minutes just to stretch. So bring your hands behind you, palms together, big chest opener. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Feels so good. Open up that chest. There's a little bicep stretch going on there too. Take your thumbs up, hands out wide, and then turn your thumbs and rotate them down. You should feel a little release there in the biceps if you were squeezing them on the way up. To stretch your triceps, let's take that arm over the top, pull elbow back, give yourself a little pat on the back. Good, finding that length for the back side of your arm, the tank top arm. And we switch sides with that. So you wanna hold every stretch about, I don't know, 12 seconds or so. This is a pretty quick stretch, but just give it a little stretch. Good, pull that right arm down and across the chest to stretch your deltoid. That's that anterior deltoid right there in front of the shoulder. So again, pulling down and across, you'll feel that. If you just pull across, it's too high. So you gotta really pull it down so you can get that nice stretch. Oh, it feels so good right there from those lateral raises, those front raises, amazing. Good, I like to do these just kind of fluid crossovers here. So crossing right, left, right. Just to create a little mobility. I'm gonna roll my right shoulder back. Just a couple times, just to kind of give the joint a little massage there. I'm gonna roll the other shoulder back. And then, because we work those stabilizing muscles in the upper back with those bent over rows, my last and favorite stretch, palms together. Ears tuck in line with biceps. You're gonna pull the upper back apart, kind of round out your back here. It should feel so good on the mid and upper back. Let that go. We'll take a big final breath in and blow it out. So thank you guys so much for continuing to do what you're doing. Again, I cannot tell you how proud I am of you. You are moving. If you are somewhat consistent with that movement, you are gonna be just fine. And I want you to think about, how is my body feeling? Am I really, really sore? And if you are, it's a good sign. It means that your body is changing. Your body will eventually adapt to the workout where you're gonna have to make it harder and harder every single time you work out. So stay with it. Allow yourself to just repeat the same moves for the next 2 weeks, and then we bump it up in week 4 to those higher intensity, more target training focused exercises for each muscle group. So that's it. Use your Tabata timer. Have a great rest of your day.